All right, man, it's great to see you. How are you? I can't wait to spend a few minutes with you tonight. It's G5 Men tonight. And ladies, if you're on, we're so glad you're here. Welcome as well. I hope you've got some pen and paper, and I hope you're ready to go deep. I want to talk to you tonight on the subject of power. Power. I think all of us in our lives have heard this said, I can do it myself. I think it's maybe some of the first sentences that children say to their parents, don't you? I got it. I'll do it by myself. There's something inside of us that we just want to be self-sufficient. We want to be able to have enough power to be able to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. And boy, now the battle begins. It's amazing to me because as human beings grow and develop, we seem to have this desperate need to prove to ourselves and other people, I can do this alone. I don't need help. I think there's this feeling inside of us that we're never satisfied. And we never really in our lives ever really feel truly powerful. We feel weak. When I talk to men, they feel lonely and discouraged, looked over, left out, abandoned. Most of them feel very average. That is another word and several words for the word of powerless. As you look at this, I got to tell you, this whole statement of I can do it by myself, I think is wrecking a lot of our lives. Because it produces loneliness, and it produces anxiety, and it produces an unteachable spirit that causes me to feel like I have to be in complete control. As you look at life, people are trying to discover and understand their full power. Now, I don't know how you feel tonight. I don't know if you feel powerful. I don't know if you feel powerless. But when you begin to start to feel power in knowledge and wisdom, in a talent, in a gifting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you didn't feel that powerful. You didn't feel noticed. You didn't feel popular in school. And the next thing you know, your gift made room for you. For me, it was my ability to sing. And I won several talent shows, and it separated me. It kind of gave me power. So here's what I had to do early in my life, and you have got to make this same decision. And it's not only a one-time decision, it's all the way through life. What am I going to do with the power that has been given?
Come on. Wow.
What am I going to do with it? Hence, a little word enters into our lives. Because anytime you feel powerful, and even if you don't feel powerful, it introduces a word into your life called pride. You can feel very powerful and be prideful, and you can feel powerless, don't have a good self-esteem, don't know your value, and because of that insecurity, it can make you want to become prideful, where you want to be right. Now, pride is a beautiful word. It really is, because I love it when I see people take pride in their work.
Yes.
I love when people take care of my car. They take pride. They get every bug off. You can tell when somebody doesn't really care. They don't take pride in their work. They don't take pride in themselves. I'm not against you having pride. Pride in your family, pride in your wife, pride in the decisions that you're making. What I do want to tell you, while there's this exciting, uplifting part of pride, there's this devastating part of pride. In our men's locker room here, and I want to challenge all of you guys tonight to reach out to me If you don't have a men's locker room in your area, I want you to start them. We now have the agenda down, and we now are videoing so that you can bring some men together and literally just spend a little bit of time celebrating people, learning together, growing together, sharing together, coming together, becoming more powerful. But we talked about in our last locker room this power of pride. I just want to talk to you for a second about it, because it's really at the core of what are you going to do in your life with the power, with the calling, with the anointing, with the charisma, with your position of leadership. See, man, I don't know if anybody's ever told you this or not, but you are called by God to lead in your home. Leading in your home is not becoming a dictator. It's not becoming the person that gets his way. It's becoming the person that you will lay down your life and lead your life well, no matter what anybody else around you is doing. It's doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason and the right way. It's doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason and the right way, no matter how you're being treated. Now, we could spend an hour right there, and I'm not going to. I want to keep moving. But here's what I can tell you. There is a damaging side of pride that's after every one of us right now on this call. There's not a man I am speaking to right now that is not in some form or another battling pride. Because pride is the beginning of all sin. Because it says, I need nothing, I am everything, I got it all worked out, I can do this by myself. In children, you would consider that to be rebellion. As men, we try to say it's leadership. But it's not. So I told you I was going deep, so come on, because I want to talk to you for a second about the damaging side of pride. I promise I'm going to go deeper on this in the future, but here's what you're going to find out if you're battling pride. If you've ever battled pride, and by the way, we've all battled it. And here's how it shows up. I have to be right. I have to have it my way. I have to be seen. When I walk in the room, I've got to be the center of attention. I need a really powerful seat to let everybody know how important I am. Pride. You can't admit you're wrong. You won't take responsibility. And you sure won't take the spot of accountability. I don't have to listen to anybody. I am master of my own life. Except pride is so destructive. And I get emotional, man, when I talk about it. Because pride always comes before a fall. It always comes before a loss. A loss of a relationship. A loss of a relationship with your wife or your children or your friends. Do you know how many sports teams that I've seen literally wrecked because pride comes into a team and they start to take for granted and they stop working as hard as they were once working, and now pride has come in, so they now have allowed their arrogance to take away their work ethic and their unity and their power. Oh yeah, this is deep. Why am I talking to you about this? Because we are at the place right now, man, where we are ready to be more and in this earth, produce more, have more influence in this earth. And I want to tell you right now, the enemy wants to take you out. He wants to destroy you financially. He wants to destroy your health. He wants to destroy your relationships. He wants to destroy your children. He wants to destroy you. He came to kill, steal, and destroy. Jesus came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So here's what we've got to find out. What is pride doing in my life? So here's what it'll make you do. It'll act like you don't care about anybody or anything. You literally will say to people that you love, I don't care. You can leave if you want. You can go into a church and go, I don't care that my behavior is a mess. I'm going to act the way I want to act, and I want it my way. Matter of fact, one of our behaviors is making it better, and your pride will make you want your way. So you get recognized instead of, did I really make it better so other people can win? And that the message of Jesus can come alive. So I want to give these to you real quick. Let me just give you some things that in your life you can see if pride's eating at you. And then I want to just mess you up real quick, because believe it or not, Jesus speaks about pride and he talks about power. And so let's talk. Number one, when you have pride coming after you, pride it's an infection of the heart. Wow. And it doesn't happen all at once. It gradually occurs as you give pride increasing dominance in your life. I want to help young men get started. I want to help men that are in the middle part of their life. I want them to live that so well. And I want to help men that are in their final 30 years of their life finish strong. And I just want to tell those of you that are younger, if you think it's easy to finish, you don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. Did you know that most accidents happen within 10 miles of where people live? Do you know why? People let their guard down. I know where I am. Be careful of what you think you know, because knowing gets you nothing. It's only when you act on new truth will your heart go to a whole nother level. So, number one, you'll know it's happening because prideful people look out for themselves. They always look out for themselves. They got to put themselves number one in their lives. The second thing you're going to notice, and I'm going to go through these very quick because I only go a half hour. I honor your time. The second thing is you're going to find out is that it is so important that my ego is fed. On social media, it really does matter how many likes I get. A matter of fact, I would rather get likes than share positive stories. I want you to like me more than I love the message that I'm giving to you right now. Whether it be through likes or compliments on selfies that we post, and everybody's always trying to put on social media their best life. They don't show you the devastation. They don't show you the battles. They don't show you the days when their breast stinks and their hair is all over the place. They just show you their glamour shots of their lives. Or they share when their life is falling apart only for you to feel sorry for them. Yeah. Because they want to be a victim. Be careful of both of these. Let me tell you what pride corrupts the joy of seeing others being changed by Jesus, and centers our hearts on celebrating the part we had in it more than the life that is changed. You got to be careful of pride. It is a worthy enemy, and it's sneaky. And it's coming after all of us. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be downtrodden. I believe in faith. I believe in hope. But man, if somebody doesn't get out in front of us and start warning us about the diseases of our hearts and our minds and our behavior, we're going to destroy everything that matters. The third thing is when I serve, and my serving, my joy is dependent on whether people notice and acknowledge. It's not the fact that I served. Did I get recognition? Yeah. Pride is knocking on your heart's door. The fourth thing is I'm only happy when things go my way. Everything's got to go my way. It's got to be my way. Frank Sinatra sang it. I did it my way, and everybody thought it was so great. The loneliest, emptiest people on the planet are people that have to have it their way. I know Burger King says you can have it your way, but I just want to tell you, hey, listen to me. Men, you will live empty lives if your life revolves around you and not the needs of other people that are around you.
Yes.
As humans, of course, all of us want things to go our way. The fifth thing is that you crave more of what you can create than what God has to offer.
Wow.
I'm going to say that one more time. You crave more of what you can create than what God has to offer. What you want is more important than what God wants. What your desire is for you is greater than the desire in your heart for what God wants in your life. The sixth thing is that compliments make you critical more than grateful. Let me tell you what that sounds like, okay? You do something and somebody comes up to you and says, great job, great job. Especially if you're serving in a role under a leader. And people start coming to you and saying, oh, you were awesome. You are amazing. And the next thing you know, you get more and more critical of the leadership because they're not putting you out in front more often. Rather than you just being and I being willing to have a servant role. Sometimes when I'm around men and women and we're talking, I will say, hi, my name is Tim. I'm a servant leader at G5. And I am. And I want to tell you, we are going to raise a team. We're going to raise an army of men who are great servant leaders that absolutely make a difference, to die to ourselves and come alive to make a difference in this world. I've got to ask you a question, man. Just me and you for a second. Are you living your life for you, or are you living your life for Christ? Are you living your life for you and your selfish desires? Are you living so you will be right, so you'll look perfect? Are you living your life so people will honor and worship only one person? And that's Him. Imagine what a husband and wife could do together if they didn't battle one another, if they came together and they honored each other. Number 7, people's imperfections begin to irritate you. Do you know what I'm talking about? They just get under your skin. Oh, those people, they drive me crazy. You're going to find out that pride embraces judgment, while humility dispenses grace.
Wow.
Which one you give to others will be evident of what's in your heart. I just love sometimes to just listen. Listen to myself. Listen to people around me to see, men, are we allowing this power to destroy us or help us get better? Number 8, disagreements regularly turn into hurt feelings. By the way, you and I have got to decide tonight, is the power in my life going to be used to heal people or hurt people? To fill people or empty people? To build people or to tear people down? We're doing it, man. And we've got to come together. We need each other. This is not judging you. This is a cry to you to say, hey, what do we need to be doing? So in your life right now, just ask yourself, am I taking things too personally? Am I taking things too personally? Number 9, time with family doesn't excite you. Time with your family doesn't excite you. Success can often bring pride, and with pride comes a greater desire to be lifted up and celebrated. Just a word to my pastors. I love you. Be careful that the need for the people to praise you and tell you how great you are destroys your ability to love and serve and give at home. I got to tell you, men, in all openness, I don't think our wives and children really give a hoot about our titles. They don't care about our latest book or our latest big success. They care, do you love me? Do you listen to me? Will you spend time with me? Will you hear my dreams and my hopes? Daddy, will you serve me? Will you take your strength and to make sure I'm protected and I am loved and I am provided for? Men, you got to do more than provide financially for your family. Your family's got more needs than money. They got emotional needs. They have spiritual needs. They have mental needs. We've got to be able to do this. Number 10, it's increasingly difficult to live under the authority of a leader. I really have problems with authority. I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to do what you say. See, I can tell you, pride wants to lead. It does not want to be led. Pride wants to be heard. It does not want to be coached. Pride wants to influence and not be influenced. Pride wants the right to not be corrected. This thing of power is more powerful than we know in every one of our lives. I just want you to know this. So in the Bible, let's go back to Jesus. And I'm going to give you 3 examples where Jesus talks about what you do with power. And it's going to make you mad. You're not going to like what I'm going to say. It's going to be controversial. You're going to go, no, I don't want it this way. And I will tell you, when Jesus walked this earth, there was so much injustice. There was so much injustice. And Jesus steps into the middle of it. And the people that he came to serve wanted him to use his power to deliver them out of their pain. And Jesus comes along and says, I'm not going to take you out of your pain. I'm going to teach you how to live above your pain. Oh my God, we've got a loving Father. So here is this moment of tension in the Roman Empire. And so I got to tell you, I had a friend of mine call me this week, and he's a leader. He's a big, powerful leader. He's got influence. He can do whatever he wants. And he called me and he said, I had to make a decision and I didn't have a choice. To which I text back, you always have a choice. You always have a choice. You say, Tim, why are you emotional? Are you weak? No, my heart's breaking. Because in the moment of choice, always choose integrity. Always choose to help the powerless become powerful. Don't take power from people. Help people be empowered. Help them understand that the power of God will help them and strengthen them. But most people give up their power. Do you know why they give up their power? Because they enjoy being powerless. Because when I'm powerless, I can blame everybody else. I don't have to take responsibility. I don't have to be accountable. I can blame everybody else for my circumstances. Men, I want to beg you tonight, take power and say, it's my responsibility. It's my fault. It's up to me. I can change what I do. I can change what I think. I can change what I say. I don't want anybody badgering anybody. I don't want anybody going to anybody going, oh, he was talking about you tonight. Do not do that. I'm asking you to go to your closet and get on your face and say, God, help me rise up and be the man that you created me to be. And help me to take responsibility and stop advocating so I can blame. So I can become a victim. There's always a power within you. And you're always responsible for the power that God has given you. The power to decide. The power to choose. The power to rise up and be different. So, you see, they wanted Jesus to give them their freedom. And then Jesus begins to teach them. So in Matthew 5, beginning at verse 38, Jesus begins to teach them. When Jesus spoke to them, these were not simply metaphors for them. These were concrete and they were real to these men and these moments of their lives. That's why if you take these out of context, it'll make you mad. But Jesus spoke to a group of men who were in a situation And he's about to reframe everything in their life because they're reacting this way. And Jesus is saying, instead of giving your power away, I want to show you how to be more powerful than the people who are trying to humiliate you. Wow. So here's what he said. You've heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Isn't it interesting that thousands of years later, that statement is still being said around the world? Most people live their life, and a lot of you men have been taught, you do this to me, I'm going to do it back to you. You take from me, I'm going to take from you. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. Come on, man. You know that's true. So here, Jesus steps into the middle of this, and he says, let me teach you something. And he tells these 3 stories, and I close. Number 1, he says, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, then turn the other cheek also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. If anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. Give to the one who asked you and do not turn away the one who wants to borrow from you. And so Jesus uses these 3 basic images. They're relevant in the moment of time that these leaders are in, these men are in, and they're relevant for you and I today. They understood that in their circumstance, that they were impressed, they were oppressed, they were suppressed, they were living under the thumb of a horrible government that was hurting them and crushing them. Everyday men, these men got up and they were humiliated by Roman guards. They were slapped and kicked around, and if they did anything, they would kill them on the spot. So after a while, you start to realize that no matter what I do, I don't have any hope. Because every day of my life, I can lose my life if I do not follow what my torture tells me I have to do. Do you know how many men today feel helpless and hopeless? But they're also buying into this thing that says, I'm going to give an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And I'm going to get even with you. And when you do, you give your life over to the power of the enemy. So Jesus comes to him and says, when they slap your face, when they hit you, he said, look them in the eye and turn your cheek and say, do the other side. Wow. He is saying here, let them know that their abusive power cannot change who you are as a person.
That's right.
You can abuse me and hurt me and dishonor me, but I will not bow. And I'm going to show you power, because when you've done something to hurt me, I'm going to turn the other cheek and give you a shot at that one too. Now you don't feel powerless. Now you feel powerful. He says, watch this. They're trying to take your power away from you, and I'm going to teach you how to be powerful. And if they ask you for your coat, a Roman guard could come along and ask any man, give me your coat, and they had to give it to him. So imagine the humiliation, a guard coming along and saying, give me your coat, and you had to give the coat. He said, when they do that, instead of feeling powerless, give them your shirt also. Wow. Now you're powerful. Who's in control? They're not in control of you. You're in control by the power of God. Here's what it would sound like. Oh, you want my coat? Here's my coat. And by the way, I got this really great shirt. You can have it too. Wherever they try to be stingy and greedy, you show them how to be generous. Then he tells this story. They force you to carry their pack for 1 mile. But the Romans were allowed to take their packs off their horses and make these men carry these packs. I know, I know you can feel the anger as a man right now. You can feel the injustice. You can feel the humiliation. You can go, I'm not going to put up with this. I know what you're feeling. And Jesus steps in and he reframes it. And he says, after you carry their pack for a mile, and they say, give it back. Say, no. I know that your horse is more tired than I am. So I'm going to carry your pack one more mile. Wow. Can I ask you a question tonight, man? Where will you give up? Where will you give your power to decide and to choose? Where will you decide that I'm not going to love, I'm not going to serve, I'm not going to give, I'm not going to pay attention? Can I tell you, I've got men on this call right now that you could stand up and you could tell me your story, how you decided to give your power away. You decided to quit. Well, you're not going to love me, I'm not going to love you. You decided that, you know what, it's not worth it. I can't live the Christian life. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to submit my life to sin and to slavery. I'm not going to be what I was called to be. You say, Tim, why is this so critically important? Because here's why. In business, the greatest principle you will ever know in your life, on any job you work on anything you do in your life, is simply this. He who is faithful in the little will be given more. But if you're not faithful with the little I give you, I'm not going to give you more. Some of you keep asking God for more. You keep tithing to get more, but you're not faithful. What are you not faithful in? You're not faithful in your power. You have allowed pride to make you think that you're bigger and badder and stronger. I will tell you, it breaks my heart as I watch right now, men choose pride over humility. I talk to men and they don't think I can see it. I'm not being judgmental. But you can hear pride. They're unteachable. They have spiritual type pride. They can tell you 16 scripture. They just don't let the fruit of the Spirit flow through them. And so you got to be careful, because not only will pride win over humility, but weakness will win over strength. I want to challenge you, man, tonight. Be strong. Be powerful. Stand up. Understand that you are more powerful than you know. And you do not need to allow anybody in your life to make you powerless. So not only do I not want you to surrender your power to another human being, I don't want you to give your power up so you can blame others. Here's what I want you to do tonight, and I will continue and showing you how we're going to do this, man, and we're going to be powerful, because we're actually going to put our lives under a new power. There is a power. So I want to remind you, they came to kill Jesus. They came to take his power. And he said to them, you cannot take my life. Amen. I give my life. So I got to ask you tonight, man. I got to buy anybody on the call with me that is willing to give your life for something greater than yourself. The world is living for eye, for tooth, and I don't have to listen. I don't have to come under anybody's authority. It's why 3 big words at G5 Men are honor, order, and authority. Pride does not want you to do any of those things. Pride wants you to say, I am the way I am. I'm always going to be this way. And I've got a Greek word for that. Baloney. It's our time. I know this is so revolutionary. But men, this is our mandate. This is what we're called to do. This is what a real man looks like. It's not somebody who fights for good in evil ways. It's men who fight for good in righteousness and truth and peace. I love you, men. This is going to be a great, great month. Let's go kill this thing called pride in our lives. A little shameless promotion. My new book is out. Good things happen to me. And so I just want to show you this. I'm so excited about it. It's jam-packed. It's going to mess your brain up, but it's going to make you good. And you're going to find out that good things are going to happen to you.
That's right.
I love you. Thank you for your time tonight, man. I believe in you. I see my buddies from all over the cotton picking world on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait till we're together. I want you to find out about men's locker rooms, okay? I want you to find out about those. And so, man, hey, if we have a G5 church in your area, a campus, a family room, we call it, hey, why aren't you in Troy, Ohio? Check it out. In Wisconsin, check it out. In Dallas, I don't have time to go through all of them. Salt Lake, come on, check it out. In Canada, go check it out. Come together. Maybe start one. Start one with people that are afraid to go to church. Hey, just put it in your house and watch it. Now, if you're within 2 hours of G5, I expect you to be there. Hey guys, I love you. What a privilege. I hope you hear the love in my heart tonight. I hope you don't feel judged, measured, or critiqued. I hope you feel encouraged, uplifted, and believed in, because you are more than a conqueror. Let's get this thing done. Charge.